Hey there guys, so today, as you can see there, it's leg day, and as the asterisk said, this is my second moderate to high intensity leg strength training day since my knee surgery last year, right at the end of last year. If you watched the previous video and if you caught the part of the video where I mentioned I've started doing 2 leg days per week, one really high intensity, or I guess you would say moderate to high intensity, and then another very light, more maintenance and function mobility focused day. But overall, this is my second moderate to high intensity day. And things are going pretty good. And I'm very thankful to be able to walk and for my legs to function. And I would like to keep it that way. So definitely going to do my part to to try and pace myself and take things slow, and really just try to very slowly ease back into things. Because if you rush things, especially recovering from something like a knee surgery, you're going to have a bad time, to say the very least. I didn't show it here. If you saw the quick breakdown there towards the beginning, I cycled at the beginning and at the end of the workout. It's nothing very exciting. You just get on an exercise bike or a bicycle. Honestly, you don't even have to have that. You can lay on your back and you can pedal an invisible bicycle. That's like I've mentioned a few times, that's something I've always loved about calisthenics is, you don't have to have a big, fancy, expensive gym membership. You don't have to have all kinds of fancy equipment. You don't even have to have the equipment that you see in my videos. All you have to do is use your imagination. That was something I was going to talk about today. And I've talked about it a little bit here recently, but you don't really need a lot of things to do calisthenics, and therefore you don't really need a lot of things to work out and invest some time and very little money into your well-being and your happiness and just your overall wellness. You'll see me today. I think I use rings, and those are about 30 to 40 US dollars. You can get some more expensive ones online, but just go search around online, search for gymnastics rings. They're probably, like I said, the ones I have that you see hanging there to the right of the video are about 30 to 40 US dollars. And I prefer the wooden rings. I feel like you can get a bit better of a grip on those. But those will really unlock a lot of things that you can do with not very much stuff. You can throw those over a tree limb if you don't have a bar like you see in the background. You can take them to the park. You can throw them over ceiling rafters. They just all around great piece of equipment, and as you'll see today, you can really train about any body part on the rings. So get yourself a pair of rings if you don't have some, and you'll be thanking yourself later. They add a lot of stabilization to anything that you're training, and stabilizer muscles are huge. Will really help you build a new level of strength. But anyways, I'm a little bit late, but I'll start talking about the skill training. I was hitting some broad jumps there. And now I'm hitting some high jumps. Using the mirror of the car there to kind of keep track of how high I'm jumping, and I decided to turn the heat up. Turn the heat up a little bit on that second jump, but I'm still trying to take it pretty easy, like I was saying there towards the beginning. Saying an extra prayer on leg day. I always say extra prayer on leg day. As you might have gathered if you watched my previous leg day video, pistol squats were the exercise I was doing in 2018 that led to my ACL rupturing. I had a severe car accident in 2017, and the medical professionals believe that my ACL was initially ruptured there, but a year later it finished rupturing because that's not something that can heal very well on its own. But it finished rupturing when I was doing pistol squats one day, and I have PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder with pistol squats. But pistol squats are such a great skill to be training. It's kind of like a one-arm pull-up, but for your legs. But like I was saying towards the beginning, I'm just taking it really slow. I'm trying to put some body weight on my hands on this parallel bar. And it's kind of hard to see in this video, but my opposite leg, my toes, are just kind of very gently touching the ground, just to add a little bit of stabilization and to add, or I guess I should say take away, just a tiny little bit of my body weight. But if you're trying this progression, you need to be very mindful of how it feels on that dominant leg, because it needs to feel like your dominant leg is doing most of the work, and it needs to feel like your dominant leg is balancing the movement, and your center of gravity shouldn't be like between your two legs. It should be directly over top of the one leg. But here we'll get into the working sets. These felt really good today, and I think if things continue to go good on the next moderate to high intensity leg training day, I may actually retire this exercise. This is a great exercise, don't get me wrong, but I was able to hit 12 reps, very slow descent, explosive positive, very controlled, everything's feeling well. And so I'll probably still do this exercise, especially on the light leg day I was talking about. But I think as far as a moderate to high intensity workout goes, I may just do this as part of the warm-up. And I may replace this exercise in the working set portion of the routine with something like a Bulgarian split squat, if you're familiar with that exercise. If not, you'll hopefully you'll see me doing it pretty soon, or you can also just give that a quick search. It's a great exercise. It's a lot of stabilization and one leg strength, and it's a great progression for pistol squats. It's going to be something that I want to go into very slowly and with lots of caution. Definitely don't want to, to rush into things and injure myself again. But I felt like I was able to complete this exercise today very well, and towards the end of this set here, I think I do a very, very slow descent, a hold, and then a very slow back up positive movement. That's what you see there. I'm doing a rough 10-second descent. I think I pause for 10 seconds at the bottom. And then I come back up. It's probably not 10 seconds. Yeah, but you can hear me. I was definitely feeling that exercise, and again, that's just a great example of you don't need a lot of fancy, expensive equipment. You don't need a big fancy gym membership to work out and get in shape. And here is another example of that. You don't need a hamstring machine or a leg curl machine to do leg curls. You can use your rings for that. Just stick your feet in those, and you can actually moderate the level of intensity. I'm putting my hands over my face to block the sun, but you can moderate the intensity of this exercise by how much of your torso you want to pick up off the ground. If you'll notice, my butt is an inch or two off the ground there, a couple centimeters or so. But if I want to pick my butt up even higher, pretty much the higher I pick my pelvis and my butt up off the ground, the more intensity, the more leverage that's going to put on my legs, and therefore the more strength that's going to require from my hamstrings to curl inwards like that. So again, that's it's a great example of how calisthenics requires a lot of thought, and how I find some enjoyment in in participating in calisthenics. I love things that you have to think about and be thoughtful about. But here we're going to hit the second set of that. I think on this one, I think I was doing about the same level of intensity. I felt like I could do more intensity, but as I was saying, and I've said several times, not trying to rush into anything, because that's how you get hurt. This is my first time doing this exercise since knee surgery. So I want to tread very cautiously here, regardless of how good things feel, because sometimes things can be a little deceitful, if that makes sense. I think I might have got 2 extra reps on this one, and I think I held that last rep for a rough 10 seconds there. But I was definitely feeling that in the hamstrings. Alrighty, so let's do some calf raises. This is another great exercise that you can really do. You can do this exercise about anywhere. You can find some stairs, or a rock or something to stand on. Just use your imagination. But as I say, with so many other exercises, the way to really up the amount of gains that you get out of this exercise is to add a stabilization factor, whether it be the rings or Bosu ball, or in this case, instead of holding on firmly with both hands to the parallel bars, I am just holding on with one hand, and with that one hand I am trying to just gently touch the bar and make my dominant leg do most of the stabilization and most of the balancing of my body weight. That really adds a whole new level of difficulty to about anything that you're doing. And it may not feel like it when you first try it, but that will really improve your overall strength. I think like he's doing pull-ups on the rings, just regular pull-ups on the rings will make you a lot stronger than doing regular pull-ups on, say, a bar. And the same thing with dips. But we're not here to talk about upper body stuff today. We're talking about leg day, and so I'm going to hit another set of these calf raises. I think on this one I added a couple reps, and I might have held it a bit longer at the end. Just real quick while I'm hitting that set, I don't think I mentioned the weather today, even though this isn't a weather channel, but it is nice to get outside and just enjoy a nice day. Today here in eastern Kentucky it was about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I haven't done the math, but I think we're in the low 20s Celsius, so we're just a bit above room temperature. And it was very sunny. The sun was kind of intense, so that it may deter some people away. But if you had the proper precautions with sunscreen and clothing, like my shirt you see there, that's a very thin jacket just meant to protect you from the sun. If you had those things in order, it wasn't bad to be outside at all. It was a great workout. It was a great leg day. It feels nice to be doing legs again. I had to go for quite a while there without doing legs, and as I've said several times, Even if you don't want to have big, strong legs, even if leg day is not your passion and you just care about upper body stuff, it's still a really good idea to train legs because your legs are big muscles. They burn lots of calories. Um, so that'll help you to lose body fat and to get in shape. Another thing that leg day does, I done upper body yesterday and the day before that. If you've watched my videos, so when I'm out here moving around and I'm doing leg day, my heart rate's going to go up and my blood pressure is going to go up in a healthy manner, and that's going to increase the rate at which the fluid is moving around in my tissues, and that will help my upper body to recover more than if I had just sat inside at the desk doing paperwork or something similar where I'm not being active. So it's always a great idea to do leg day. Don't skip leg day. Even if you hate leg day, don't skip it. I promise you it'll do good things for you. Even if it's just a light leg day or even some light cardio, if you want to go for a walk or some jump rope for a few minutes. They say 1 minute of jump rope is equal to running a mile. I don't know how true that is, but I definitely love jump rope, and you'll probably see me get back into that here remotely soon. Just not sure, what day I'll add that to. Maybe a light cardio day or something. But anyways, we're coming towards the end of the workout here. I'm just stretching out a little bit, shaking things out. Working on just some minor flexibility, stretching the calves out there. After those calf raises, I'd say those muscles will be pretty tight if I don't stretch them out. A light stretch is also a good idea, like you see me do on all my videos. Really helps prevent soreness. I won't really say it prevents soreness, but it decreases your chances of getting sore and prevents you from being so tight. But thank you guys for watching. Please post any questions or comments below, and happy training. Take care.